So I just watched the new Superman movie in theaters, and Jesus Christ, that movie was amazing. James Gunn really did his thing, and let me tell y'all, when I walked out that theater, there was one thought that really struck with me. Lex Luthor is a top tier hater. Good lord, Nicholas Hoult was moving like a demon that whole movie. Genuinely, I was inspired because this man's hate for Superman was so astronomically petty, I couldn't help but laugh at the level of hatred he had in his heart. No spoilers if you haven't watched the movie, but this is an evil ass nigga, bro. Like, usually when people talk about haters, Reverse Flash or Dr. Doom be the main topics, but Lex honestly doesn't get talked about enough. So for fun, I'm just gonna yap about some of my personal favorite things this bald-headed demon has done in the comics. First on the list is my personal favorite Lex moment of all time, because it really does let you know how horrible of a human being this man is. See, one time Lex got the drop on Superboy, and Connor is fed up with Lex always blaming Superman for all his problems, so he challenges Lex to stop blaming Superman for everything and prove that he can cure Lena Luthor's disease, his own blood sister. And Lex wholeheartedly accepts the challenge, puts the kryptonite away, and immediately gets to work. And within just a couple hours, Lex creates a serum that cures Lena's disease, with her no longer being paralyzed and being mentally at 100% again. So tell me, dear viewer, what do you think happens next? This man pulls out a second serum and injects it back into Lena, giving her back the disease he just cured. His own sister, bro. He only created the cure just to prove that he could. And this man says that the only way he'll ever give the cure back to Lena is when Superman is dead. Absolutely diabolical. His hatred for Superman is so strong, he'd screw over his own blood sister and still somehow blame Superman for the situation he caused. This is just an insane level of cruelty you can only find from a comic book villain. Next moment that I love is all the way back in the golden age of comics, where Lex Luthor found the cure for cancer. Yes, that's right. He literally creates a cure for cancer while he's in prison, and it hits global news. And Superman's like, okay, there is literally no way someone could solve cancer and still be evil. So Supes goes to the prison and vouches for Luthor, helps him get back into society, and Lex tells the world he's gonna do more good and solve heart disease next. And Superman is so hyped about Lex turning over a new leaf that he gives him one of his super frequency watches to contact him if he's ever in trouble, because he wants to protect his new friend. And after that, Superman saves Lex from like 3 different assassination attempts and tries to think of a way to keep him safe permanently. So Superman takes this man to a satellite laboratory in space, thinking that he won't be facing any threats up there. But all of a sudden, Lex hits the emergency signal one more time, and Superman's asking, where's the danger at? Just for this man Lex to hit him with kryptonite and tells him to his face as he's killing him that he only cured cancer and pretended like he was reformed just to get Superman to drop his guard so he could finally take him out. Like, oh my god, man. Where did he even start? Like, cancer has unfortunately taken the lives of millions of people worldwide, and a genuine cure would be a blessing for all of humanity. So it's just insane that someone could have so much hatred in their heart and soul that they would take a literal cure for cancer and weaponize it just to get back at their number one op. Like, I'm telling y'all, Luthor does not get talked about enough when you start digging into the BS he's done in the past. And finally, to wrap up this video, I want to quickly talk about what Luthor did in the new Krypton crossover event. This story has a lot of moving parts to it and important characters to the Superman mythos being involved besides Lex, such as Brainiac, General Zod, Supergirl, and her parents, and much more. So I'm not going to break down the entirety of the story. The only thing you really need to know is that Brainiac collected the Kryptonian city of Kandor with all the citizens still living within it, but eventually they got freed and created their own planet, which they called New Krypton. So now all of a sudden, the living Kryptonians in the world go from 2 all the way to 100,000, and General Lane doesn't like that one bit, so he hires the bald-headed demon himself to take care of the situation, and Lex is all on board. So take a wild guess how Lex Luthor, Superman's #1 hater, responds to knowing that there is now 100,000 Kryptonians alive. Well, obviously, that nigga blows up the entire planet with a kryptonite bomb, wiping out all the inhabitants in the process. And when you really think about it, this is like a top tier Lex Luthor moment, because Superman isn't a baby anymore. He obviously couldn't remember being in a ship before Krypton exploded, but now this is a grown man who had a front row seat to watching all of his people die all over again. Lex Luthor is 100% in the Hall of Fame for being a D1 hater, and you got no choice but to respect the hustle that this man has when it comes to making Superman's life as miserable as he possibly can. Truly an inspiration to haters everywhere. I hope you all have a great day, and please stay safe. Peace.